You know, ladies and gentlemen, the woke agendas we see today impacting society affects everything and everyone, even some of the smartest men in the world, and it's just really, really sad to think about. But it leads me to this video today because we have a viral clip going around of an interview between Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk. And Elon goes on to talk about how he essentially lost his son to what he calls the woke mind virus. And this is because, for those of you that don't know, Elon's actually got a son that is trans, and when you hear about and talk about the situation in this interview, once again, it is just really, really sad. He goes on to mention things like he was tricked into signing papers for his son and was also told, and this is shocking by the way, that if his son doesn't go down the road of gender affirming care, he might take his life. And this is something people say to parents and other people to obviously emotionally guilt trip them into thinking it is the right thing to do for that child, for that person, when we know it isn't. The BBC, of all outlets, by the way, posted this article a couple of days ago that goes against this narrative. Puberty blocker curve has not led to a rise. Professor Lewis Appleby was asked by Health Secretary Wes Streeting to examine the data following claims made by campaigners of a rise rate since puberty-blocking drugs were restricted at the Tavistock and Portman NHS Trust in 2020. Professor Appleby's review concludes the data does not support the claim, and he added the way the issue has been discussed on social media was insensitive, distressing, and dangerous. Well, would you look at that? It's like nobody said that before, right? Nobody at all. The NHS now can't actually prescribe puberty blockers to people that are under 18 because everybody's starting to learn the effects of them. And it is so sad to think about parents being told this lie just so people can further their own agendas. Now, we're going to be getting into this viral segment between Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk. And when you hear Elon talk about the whole situation, you can just see how painful it is for him. I can't imagine what it must be like for a father to go through something like that. It just sounds truly heartbreaking. Now, before we do get into it, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating, especially on videos like this, because we know what the algorithm does when you talk about topics like this one. They'll suppress it, so your support is truly appreciated. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it.
Why are you willing to make this an issue, do you think? I mean,
well,
it's sort of like the natalist issue.
It happened to one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. You know, I was told, oh, Xavier might commit if he
That was a lie right from the outset. No reliable clinician ever believed that. There was never any evidence for that. And also, if there's a higher rate, the reason is because of the underlying depression and anxiety, and not because of the gender dysphoria. And every goddamn clinician knows that too. And they're too cowardly to come out and say it.
Facts.
Right? And so and then we end up in exactly, when I saw that lie start to propagate, it just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It's like, I see. So you're telling parents that unless they agree to this radical transformation, that their children are going to die, and you think that's moral, and you think that's true. That is so pathological that it's almost incomprehensible. I can't imagine anything worse. I can't imagine a therapist doing anything worse than that, or sitting by idly and remaining silent while his colleagues are doing it. It's pathetic.
It's incredibly evil, and I agree with you that people that have been promoting this should go to prison.
It won't stop till that
100%.
happens.
Yeah.
It'll just go underground. Puberty blockers are being accessed online by kids all the time through non-medical channels. So yeah, It's not going to stop. Yeah. Okay, so I see. So that's
so I was tricked into doing this, and it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. Anyway, and so I lost my son essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah.
All right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's a good reason to be the final straw. All right, so let's.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that.
Man, what a story, and that's the point I wanted to make after this video. It doesn't surprise me that this has become sort of personal for Elon Musk to push back against woke agendas, because he sees his son being consumed by it, and he's essentially lost his son, you know, and his son's identity to the whole thing. So when we see him buying X, going down the direction he has gone down, I have to applaud it. And when a father has gone through something like that, it only adds to the motivation to make sure it is put to the side, because you also think to yourself, I don't want other parents going through the same thing. I don't want other fathers, mothers losing their child because doctors out there, medical professionals have said, well, your child must go through this, otherwise they might take their life. And the people in these industries who push for it and advocate for it, as they said, need to go to prison. They need to go to jail. It is child abuse. There is nothing stunning and brave, progressive, whatever these people want to call it, about a child going through this. It is devastating. And yet what happens? What happens to the people who speak out against this? What happens to them? They get silenced. They get cancelled. The woke mob comes after them. I just want to thank Elon Musk for sharing this story. I know he's not going to see this video, but I also want to thank him for buying Twitter, because not only with this whole situation, but with other stories out there, could you imagine what it would be like if he didn't buy Twitter? We see so many things getting exposed now because it isn't controlled. It isn't, you know, heavily censored like it was before. When we look back in years to come, and I think things will go back to normal slowly, but when we look back and we see the progress made, I think Elon Musk buying Twitter was one of the most defining, it was one of the biggest moments. And I know people don't like him, some people hate him, but what he has done in terms of freedom of speech, social media, is absolutely insane. And I mean that in a positive way. For the first time in many videos, I can't applaud this man enough, I really can't. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on what you saw. What are your thoughts on what Elon Musk said? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.